The following may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Princess Town man charged with murder. Robert Taylor, 53, of Nintendo Road, Princess Town, has been charged with the murder of 53-year-old housewife Karen Rosseo, which occurred on March 2nd. The charge was laid by Constable Bernard on March 6th following advice received from Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, Ms. Joan Honor Paul. According to police reports, around 5:50 p.m. on March 2nd, officers met the suspect at an apartment on Nintendo Road, Princess Town. He reported that earlier that day, around 5 a.m., the victim was asleep as he left to go to work. He observed the victim lying motionless on the kitchen floor when he returned around 5 p.m. Officers at the scene also observed injuries on the victim's face. The victim was pronounced dead by the district medical officer, who ordered that the body be removed from the scene. Enquiries reveal that the victim and the suspect had moved into the apartment on Monday, 1st of March 2021. Later that day, around 8 p.m., screams were heard coming from the apartment. Evidence was gathered and the suspect was arrested at 9:50 p.m. on Tuesday, 2nd of March 2021. He is scheduled to appear today at the Princess Town Magistrates Court. 2 killed, 3 injured in Mount Lambert and Champ Fleurs shootings. 4 people were shot yesterday afternoon near the Mount Lambert traffic lights. Up to late yesterday, Guardian Media was given confirmation that 1 person died. The deceased has been identified as Marlon Moraldo. According to a police report, at about 4:25 p.m., gunmen drove past a group of men standing along a link road between the Eastern Main Road and the Priority bus route near the traffic lights intersection. Police said 3 others were taken to the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex in Mount Hope, where they were said to be receiving emergency medical treatment. 1 of the other 3 wounded was said to be in critical condition. The incident is believed to have been connected to an early morning shooting yesterday at Mount Dore Road, Champ Fleurs, where Anthony Raymond, 33, also known as Bamp, of Esmeralda Drive, was shot while at his home at about 1:10 a.m. Raymond succumbed to his injuries at 10:40 a.m. while at hospital. Police said Raymond was shot twice in the chest, once in the knee, elbow, and lower abdomen. Truck driver crushed to death by freight container in highway crash. 36-year-old truck driver from Sangre Grande died in an accident in Chaguanas on Saturday night. According to reports, around 10 p.m., Marcus Lazama was driving a truck and trailer with a shipment of frozen French fries along the northbound lane of the Solomon Ho Choi Highway when he got a bad drive near the Modern Electrical Limited building. Lazama, of Foster Extension Road, Sangre Grande, allegedly swerved to avoid colliding with the vehicle and lost control of his truck. The truck and trailer fishtailed and went into a ditch that separates the highway from the southern main road. The shipping container partially detached from the trailer and fell on the cab of the truck with Lazama inside. Fire officers responding to the scene removed Lazama from the wreckage and took him to the Chaguanas Health Facility for treatment. He was pronounced dead on arrival. In a brief interview at her home in Malabar, Arima yesterday, Lazama's sister Yolande described her brother as hard-working and ambitious. "We grow up hard, but he always determined to make it. his sister said, as she explained that their mother passed away when they were children and they were raised by relatives. Yolande said her brother had finished building his house in Sangre Grande and was working on building a set of apartments to supplement his income. He always used to say that when he was ready to settle down and have children, he wanted to have everything in place so they would not have to go through what we had to, she said. She said her brother always loved trucks and began driving them as soon as he turned 18 and got his driver's permit. First, he used to pull gravel, and then he moved on to trailer trucks. The only license he was missing was a pilot license, she said. A post-mortem is expected to be performed on Lezama's body at the Forensic Science Center in St. James today. Guardian Media understands that the wreckage remained in the same position up to yesterday afternoon as officials of the transport company Lezama worked for surveyed the scene to determine the safest method to remove it from the deep ditch. There were reports of traffic congestion along the highway around 4 p.m. as cranes were taken in to remove the wreckage. A 41-year-old man charged with 14 counts of sexual assault against his daughter. A 41-year-old man is expected to appear before a Port of Spain magistrate today, charged with sexually assaulting his 17-year-old daughter. The accused, a security guard who resides in Laventille, was arrested and charged with 14 counts of sexual penetration of a child and 1 count of indecent assault by WPC Malin Bostic of the Port of Spain Child Protection Unit CPU yesterday. According to police reports, the girl's aunt made a report stating that the child's father was allegedly sexually assaulting her. According to the girl, while at her home, her father allegedly sexually assaulted her on several occasions. She later confided in her aunt, who reported the claims to the CPU in November 2019. Following a comprehensive investigation by the CPU, the man was charged with the offences. The case was supervised by Sergeants David and Andrews and Corporal McCain of the CPU.